Welcome, welcome to National Teach Ag Day. Awesome. I'm Wes. This is JD and Sabrina. We're three ag teachers that are here with you today as we celebrate NAA's 2023 National Teach Ag Day.
And today is such a fabulous day. We got great people around us. We're here with multiple programs at the technical school who's doing fabulous things with us today.
That's right. We're here in Oregon at the Sabin-Schellenberg Career and Technical Education Center, where their broadcasting and journalism students and program, led by Deb Barnes, is putting on all of this. So we're inside a school right now doing this broadcast with you. Later today, we're going to be eating well because their culinary program, led by Jason McManum, he's going to be feeding us. So great things with career and tech students taking care of us.
Can you believe this is the 14th National Teach Ag Day and we're going live? It started back in 2010 in Buena Vista, California. Can you imagine that? That was a while ago.
Yep.
I was my 8th year of teaching at the time.
Yep.
So.
Yes, and also at North Carolina A&T, 1601 West Market Street, Greensboro, North Carolina, 27411. Hey, that's a free plug for you. If you ever want to go into the ag profession, that's where you should go.
Yeah, and last year we were so fortunate to have CHS. They hosted us. CHS Foundation is a national sponsor of the Teach Ag Day. And we were in St. Paul, Minneapolis last year, and we're so lucky to be here in Oregon. Welcome to the Beaver State. I'm from Oregon as well, so we're happy to be there. And this is all being brought to you by amazing staff and the support of teachers across the country. Our National Association of Agricultural Educators is hosted and held in Lexington, Kentucky by an amazing staff. You're going to meet some of those people here today with us too. So, yep.
Definitely. Sabrina, what's your story and how we got here?
Well, my story is very non-traditional. I didn't go through a true undergrad program that held ag education. I didn't know that ag education actually existed. And somebody just said, hey, you know you could be an ag teacher, right? And I was like, for real? So, hey, that's what I decided to do. So I've been doing this for 24 years from North Carolina A&T State University, 1601 West Market Street, Greensboro, North Carolina, and I'm enjoying every moment of this. And I currently teach at Arabia Mountain High School. I've taught at two other schools prior to that, and you know what? The countless opportunities that I've had has just meeting a lot of people who I can connect with to get more ideas from. I love that about this profession.
I totally agree, for sure. My story, I'm a one-person program down at Sutherland, Oregon. Wes Crawford here in Oregon. So very excited to be here. I was cheap to bring in for this. Didn't have to buy a plane ticket for me. It's a long ways from Georgia
Yes.
for that. I was much more economical. But very excited to be part of Teach Ag Day. My program, my story started in the program I teach now as a student. It was my ag teachers that got me going and really engaged in my high school experience. And so I'm excited to do that in all different pathways, from plants, animals, mechanics, in ag business, and to work with students every day. And it is absolutely a joy in my school.
My story is kind of similar. I actually was lucky. Our community in my 8th grade year decided they wanted to have an ag program, bring it back after 25 years of not being there. And I was a charter member of the FFA chapter my freshman year. My name's on the wall. And I didn't think at the time when I was going to be an ag student that I was actually going to become an ag teacher. Through a couple of events and working in facilitation and learning, I thought, man, I kind of like this. And I got a passion for helping others. And I teach in my home community where I grew up. I've taught my brothers, I've taught my sister, I've taught my children now. It's a small little community. So for Ag Ed, to me, it feels like a community. And I love being a part of that. And so shout out to my students back. Ag construction class, you guys better be paying attention. But they're back in Imbler right now, little town in Northeast Oregon.
Awesome. We're not the only ones in the shot here, and we're not the only ones here celebrating National Teach Ag Day. Behind me, we have some folks that are helping out, the hype crew here, representing other ag ed majors, as well as some students here at Schellenberg. So really quick, we want to know who you are and where you're from. Come on up.
I'm Grace Tucker from Oklahoma State University.
Awesome. Thank you, Grace.
My name's Amara Livingston, and I attend the University of Minnesota.
Awesome. Step on up here.
My name's Grace Llewellyn, and I attend West Texas A&M.
Very good.
My name's Ben McMeekin, and I attend the University of Wisconsin River Falls.
Love the confetti here. That's looking good. So we'll step on up.
My name's Abigail Bennett. I attend West Texas A&M University.
Awesome.
My name is Brady Weeks. I'm a senior, and I'm part of the broadcasting program here at Schellenberg.
Awesome. Thanks so much for having us.
I'm Brady Jones. I'm also part of the broadcasting program here at Schellenberg.
Awesome.
My name is Ayan Youssef. I'm a junior at the broadcasting program at Schellenberg.
Awesome. Thanks so much for being here for this as we go. That is fantastic for sure. Well, not only do we have things happening here for National Teach Ag Day, but we know it's happening all across the United States. We have the hashtag TeachAg that we want used on social media accounts all over the place. And so we can actually get a little sneak peek and highlight those who are doing a great job with that. we have with us Jason Ferreira from Hanford, California. He's the ag teacher there. And Jason's been giving us our social media shout-outs. Welcome, Jason.
Thanks,
we'll get out of
Wes.
your way.
Thanks, Wes. Good morning. Shout out to my Hanford people back home in California. We want everyone to get in on the action today. So be sure to post your favorite agriculture teacher tribute or shout out some advice to a potential future agriculture teacher using social medias like Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, Snapchat. And make sure you use that hashtag #TeachAg. We're going to be featuring those posts on our social medias and even some here live. Our first post actually that we're going to feature is from the Peach County FFA chapter. They actually are doing a teacher-student swap right now. And that's pretty cool because now the students get to understand what it feels like to be in our shoes. So continue to post and use that hashtag #TeachAg. Speaking of a shout out, here in the studio, we're going to welcome an individual who helps guide NAAE's initiatives like hashtag #TeachAg. The NAAE Chief Executive Officer, Elisa Smith.
All right. Hey, welcome, Elisa.
Well, welcome,
Welcome.
to you guys. Happy National Teach Ag Day.
National Teach Ag Day.
Yes.
Speaking of National Teach Ag Day, Sabrina, what are your students doing back in your classroom?
Right now, they are working on a packet on the interactive notebook that NAAE has sent out a link to everyone, and I copied all of it just so that they can do it because I wanted one of my students, they're doing some peer teaching, so they're actually me today, and I've been getting reports that they're really trying to make sure that the kids, all the students are doing the work. So I just want to say, keep up doing what you're doing. I'm grading everything when I get back.
Yes,
You need to know
exactly.
that. Yes.
Good deal.
Good deal.
My students are down at home as well. They're cranking through stuff. I got some pictures from the sub, but they are investigating some facts about teaching ag and the opportunities with the careers there, pulling things from NAA's website. My substitute's got them well in hand. It's my wife. She's also an ag teacher. So if the lesson plans weren't good, I'm going to hear about it.
Absolutely, and you
Students,
should.
Students do a good job, so I don't get in trouble. But Elisa, please tell us about yourself and your role.
Sure. As Jason said, I'm Elisa Smith. I'm the CEO of the National Association of Agriculture Educators. We call it NAAE for short, obviously. We are the teacher association for ag teachers. So we're the professional organization for all agriculture educators across the nation. So when you think of NAAE, I want you to think ag teachers, because we're celebrating 75 years this year, not only just National Teach Ag Day, but we're celebrating 75 years of supporting teachers at every age and every stage of their career. So we're excited about having, again, National Teach Ag Day here and being able to work with all of the people that are in the studio, all the students, because we know as educators that's the most important thing. That's our product, is the students. And so at NAAE we want to support teachers in creating great products.
Well, let me ask you something. You're talking about teachers. What makes us so special?
Oh my goodness. Well, a lot of that just showed earlier. When anyone asks me what makes ag teachers special, I say their passion.
Yes.
There's no doubt about it. Ag teachers are the most passionate individuals I've ever met. And I've met thousands of ag teachers over my career. I've got to work with the best of the best. And their level, it may be different from time to time, but it just shows just right here your passion for agriculture education. You could have left out town, came down here to Portland and had a good time and not even thought about what was happening back in your classroom. But you made sure that they have great activities that are challenging them and helping them become the next generation of problem solvers. So passionate, by far the number one thing that I see all across the board about our ag educators.
Well, it's definitely clear that you're passionate about ag teachers and our students and all that, and and your career always has been in ag education in different roles. So talking about NAAE, what are the benefits of being a member of NAAE?
Sure. Well, let me just start real quick and tell you a little bit about our strategic priorities. Okay. At NAAE, we have 3 very defined strategic priorities. Teacher recruitment, retention, and recognition is one of those. You can see as part of National Teach Ag Day, that's a very big part of recruitment and retention, really, because we're here to celebrate ag teachers as well, not only recruit to the profession. So that's one of our strategic pillars. Our other is advancement in agriculture education through professional development. We do a lot of different professional development programs for, as I said earlier, every age and every stage, from the early career all the way up to the more advanced teachers that are looking at 20 to 25 years. So that is our second strategic priority. And then, of course, advocacy for agriculture education. When we think about advocacy, we're talking, we think about being in Washington, D.C., but we're also thinking about how we build teachers of influence, teachers that go out and can influence their community, their regions, their states, on the national level too, how they can influence their community or their administration to build their program, to add a new teacher, to build a greenhouse, whatever it may be. So when we think about the member benefits, they really all gather around those strategic pillars. Everything that we do falls into one of those. And whether it's professional development, which that was always my true passion as a teacher in the classroom. I really enjoyed professional development, giving professional development to other teachers, being a part of it. But that's a really great member benefit to be able to get professional development.
That's how we met.
And that's exactly right, yeah. And so all of us probably at some point have met through that. And there's nowhere else you can get that type of professional development.
And you are telling the absolute truth. But I do want to ask you this. How does NAAE support future and current agriculture teachers? I know you mentioned a little bit. Can you kind of go dive in a little deeper?
I think professional development is one of the biggest ways we support teachers. Especially when you look at our FAST participants, you got to meet a few of those. The FAST Symposium is a professional development program for pre-service teachers. And I can remember going through college.
What's a pre-service teacher for students back
Sure,
at home?
pre-service teachers, those are individuals that are majoring in agriculture education at the university or college level that have hopes of being an agriculture teacher after they graduate, or maybe they go in and get their master's and go forth. But we do have some pre-service teachers that would be considered in the master. They're not just undergraduate, it could be an advanced degree. But that's one of our passions, is making sure that we are providing them opportunities to understand the family and community part of our organization. Because we are a true family, and we want them to see that they're a part of the family early.
Yes.
And often, this is who we are. So we support future teachers through programs like FAST. We have an upper division scholarship, which is for teachers that are getting ready to student teach. We have the National Teach Ag Ambassadors. We have different lessons that are available for them. So future teachers, that's where we're supporting them. Current teachers, we have anywhere from 10 to 15 different opportunities for cohort professional development. We have our very large national convention, which I know both of you have been a part of before. This year it's in Phoenix, Arizona, so we hope that we'll have a big crowd of agriculture educators there. But I think one of the things that's very important, we could talk about all the different little member benefits, and you probably have your most favorite thing that you've done over time. But I think just knowing that you're a part of something that supports you, that's a huge part of being successful. If you want to be successful in your job, you want to feel like you're part of something bigger than yourself. Supporting you. The rural teacher in Montana that's 100 miles from the next teacher knows that they have a support system through NAA or their state association. So I think it's just that is a really great part of being in NAA, being a member of NAA, and how we can support teachers, future and pre-service, and current teachers.
Definitely. For you, what's it been like being an NAA member?
Well, it's been the connection, the networking. I love the fact that I get to meet so many different other ag teachers from across the United States. And I'm able to gather as many ideas as possible as I can to do those lesson plans in my classroom. And even when I have a moment of breakdown, I can call someone, and I think if I reach out to someone and just say, hey, I'm an ag teacher, can you just listen to me? And I know they're going through the same things I've gone through too, but they're there. That's what I love about it. It is a family organization. I love that.
Absolutely. Speaking of our family members, we're missing Jason.
Oh, where's Jason? Let's hear from Jason. Some more shout outs.
Thank you, Lisa.
Thanks, Sabrina. Welcome back to our social media shout out goes to Amanda Haberlin from the Palmyra FFA chapter in Missouri. She's celebrating #TeachAgDay by busting ag teacher myths on social media. Now, speaking of Missouri, we've got somebody from the state of Missouri here with us, our NAAE Board of Directors President, Deanna Schnuck. Let's hear from Deanna about the amazing resources available to NAAE members.
Thank you, Jason, for shouting out the shout-outs.
Yeah, so we are so lucky to have Deanna here, and so thanks for coming all the way from Missouri and for serving all of us across the country. What's it been like with you being here in Portland the last couple days?
Oh, it's been great. I've really enjoyed my time here, being able to interact with the FAST participants, being able to network with them, and being able to answer any questions. So as they get ready to enter into the classroom, they have some skills and knowledge, and also just additional people in their network, because that's the greatest thing about NAAE is the network that we create.
So true.
That's correct. That's correct. And speaking of some of those resources,
Absolutely.
I'm so excited that makes everyone successful. Can you elaborate on some of the things that we have now?
So Sabrina, the coolest new resource for this year is our Teach Ag Agents. Brand new for this year. It is an inquiry-based full lesson that teachers are able to integrate into their classrooms. And hopefully there's a lot of teachers across the country utilizing this today.
Yes.
I got to tell you, I opened this up. It's so good. Like freshmen on Monday, because I'm here today and I didn't really want the sub to do it because I really wanted to teach this lesson. So Monday, freshmen, I looked through this. It's so good. There's so much into it. We're going to be doing that on Monday. So.
I haven't gotten mine yet, but let me tell you, when I do get it, I am going to do this whole exercise here, the activity with my students. But guess what? I need to know what's in it before I can begin. So can you explain to me?
So Sabrina, there's nothing in this box because it's all being used across the country today for Teach Ag celebrations in every classroom across the country. But what students will get is, and what teachers will get to use, is a complete lesson that has different cards that helps them navigate through information on how to enter into what I think is one of the greatest professions, or the greatest profession, which is a career in agricultural education.
And speaking of our profession, is there any other resources that's out there for anyone who wants to be an ag teacher can look at or read about? Do you have anything like a poster or a sheet of paper or something they can look at to get into this pathway?
And Sabrina, we actually do. We have some great resources that are available. We have our pathway posters, which are new this year also. These can be found through individual state associations, through individual STAR programs, State Teach Ag Results programs, that are able to distribute these. This is for a traditional type student that is looking to be a pre-service teacher going through a traditional program. For somebody like yourself, we will also have alternative pathway programs that help to guide non-traditional teachers. These are available through state associations, and you can also find them on the NAAE website.
You have two ways now.
Yeah, they're great. And so the one thing that I love to talk about is, like, I was an NAAE member from the very first year, but it took me 4 or 5 years to get to go to a national convention. I know you closed the gavel last year in Las Vegas, and we're going to open it back up this year in Phoenix. Tell us a little bit about what's coming up for convention.
Absolutely. So the week after Thanksgiving, we're going to be in Phoenix, Arizona, the first time heading to Phoenix for probably the greatest professional development that an ag teacher can receive. From networking to collaboration to committee meetings to also being able to attend a multitude of workshops. And one of the workshops that I got a chance to participate in this summer is the My Local Cooperative, or MLC workshops. It's an initiative of NAAE funded by the CHS Foundation, which allows to provide teachers with education and classroom resources to bring cooperative education into their classroom.
It is so true. So I'm just telling you, the best training I get all year, anywhere, is at the National Association of Agricultural Educators Convention. If you can, find a way, fund it, find a bus, get on the train, get on a plane, drive yourself, get to Phoenix. It's worth it. I'll
be there so you can meet me. That'd be great. But hey, let me ask you a question. Yeah. Where's Jason?
We're always losing him, but I think he's ready.
Okay, I think we're ready for Jason for some more shout outs on social media.
Yes, we have another social media shout out for you. Next shout out comes from the Texas A&M Collegiate FFA chapter. And we also want to remind you and celebrate those students that are going through collegiate programs right now to enter into the ag teaching profession. So keep up the good work at Texas A&M and to all the collegiate students out there. We're going to throw it back over to our anchors at the desk.
Thanks, Jason. Those pathways, we just keep talking about how do we become an ag teacher, what is those methods, and this week we've had a lot of pre-service teachers here with the FAST program.
Absolutely. There's a lot of different ways to get involved when it comes to being prepared for the best career ever. And even when you're in high school, like you might be doing now in your classes, or in college. This week, for example, we met some of them earlier. We have college students from all across the country participating in the Future Agri-Science Teacher Symposium while they're here in Oregon.
These college students are majoring in agriculture education and planning to become agriculture teachers that can attend some of these professional development conferences during their college years. Can you tell us a little bit about those?
Well, so what they've been doing here in Portland, they've been doing workshops on learning how to be like inquiry-based teaching, connecting with all kinds of programs that National Association of Educators have, and then also like doing a cool tour last night. We'll talk about it a lot. You'll see some video later of the North Clackamas Land Lab and seeing what it looks like to do hands-on, really paired with learning immediately. So it's been great for them, and I just feel lucky that they get to do that. I mean, I didn't have that as a brand new teacher, and so we're building better teachers, and the future is going to be better. So.
Absolutely. If you missed out on the opportunity to be part of this FAST here, just part of Teach Ag Day, know that it comes around several times. Applications will be out soon for the FAST symposiums. It'll be held at the NAA convention in Phoenix, like we talked about earlier.
And speaking of FAST, let's hear from the 11 participants from across the nation about their experience this week.
How's everybody doing? Good deal. Thanks for an awkward transition as I walked over here. So, good deal, good deal. Well, thanks very much for being here. I know this is not the first thing you've been doing. We've been doing FAST all week and other things, but we want to hear some insight from you, knowing that people are out there that are going to be on your journey, that might be on your journey currently, or ones that can relate back to when they were in your shoes, if they're in the classroom now. So we'll ask you a few questions for the group. And if you would, just let us know who you are and who you're representing while you're here in Oregon. So first question for you. What advice would you give to a high school student considering becoming an agriculture teacher?
I'll take that one.
Good.
Hi, I'm Mia Gibson. I am studying at Iowa State University, and the two pieces of advice I would have is just go out and talk to those agriculture educators in your area. Figure out what their passion is, why they love it, their strengths, and even maybe some of those challenges so that you can know about them beforehand. And secondly, just stick with it. As we know, things can be difficult, but as we see today, it's such a rewarding career and there's such a family behind it.
That's awesome. Thank you, Mia. I agree. Things that are worth doing might be work, and that's all right. Next question. Why did you decide to become an agriculture educator?
I'd be happy to answer that one for you. My name is Peyton George, and I'm from West Texas A&M. So whenever any ag education major gets asked that question, it's usually one of two responses. It's either you had an amazing ag teacher, or you had one that may not have been so great. Mine, I was so lucky. I had 3 amazing, awesome ag teachers in my program. They sacrificed so much for us. They sacrificed their time, their family, just to make sure that me and my chapter had enough opportunities and memories that would last us a lifetime. I want to be able to have those opportunities for my students. I want to be able to have those memories with those students and make sure that they are able to learn themselves, as not just in the classroom, but outside the classroom as well. And that is why I'm an ag education major.
Awesome. Thank you, Peyton. I was also fortunate to have a great ag teacher who continued to be a mentor even after. I always say I was raised by a lot of ag teachers for sure when it came to it. All right, next question. What's the favorite part of your major?
I'll happy to answer that one.
Okay, we'll hear from a couple people.
I'm Lyndon Burnett. I'm from Oklahoma State University, and my favorite part about my major is I came in as a transfer student, so I really didn't know what to expect. I didn't know anyone within my major, and I only knew one person. He was my best friend from high school. And but as I began to grow with my major and all my colleagues and cohort, I found out I'm right where I want to be. I couldn't go back, and I would never change my mind because ag education is where I want to be, and make the connections with your cohort, because with that you always have connections. So if you ever need help with a lesson plan, or you want to meet someone at your contest, you always have that connection. So that's probably my favorite thing.
Awesome. Thank you, Lyndon. I agree. Cameron, what would you say?
So, hi everyone, my name is Cameron Farquhar, and I am a student at the University of Florida. I completely agree with Landon. I also love being a part of my major because every day is different. You're studying such a broad range of disciplines, including plant science, animal science, food science, and so much more. Every day is something new and exciting, and it's all connecting to our food systems and our environment that we interact with on a daily basis. Thank you.
Awesome. Thank you, Cameron. Yeah, it's hard to be bored when we're doing this for sure, right? And that's okay to be busy. All right, next question. What are you most excited for your future classroom?
I'll go ahead and take that one. Hi, I'm Bryce Hamlin. I'm from Texas Tech University. I'm actually in my master's program right now. So I student taught last semester. Being in the classroom was something I love to do. And something I really loved integrating in my classroom was creating a healthy competition environment. I love competition. I'm the most competitive person you'd ever meet. And letting those students, seeing how competitive they are, really gets their blood going and wants them to come to class every day. And that's something I really love bringing into my classroom and what I'm most excited for.
That's awesome. It's great to have opportunity to get those kids engaged and excited for. In my future classroom, I'm excited for it to be clean. And that's still in the future, for sure. Why do you think becoming an agriculture teacher is the best career ever?
I can go ahead and answer that one. So hi, my name's Sandra Crook, and I'm going to school at Washington State University right now. And I definitely think agriculture education is the best career ever because there's so many options that you get to teach. A lot of times you're teaching multiple different subjects in a day, so it's not the repetitive same thing over and over again, and I really appreciate that. As well as just the community that they create. National Association of Agricultural Educators provides so many great opportunities for pre-service teachers as well as just teachers when you're in the field, as well as the state associations also do an amazing job at creating that sense of community, and we can really rely on each other and always have resources. And so I think that those are definitely some reasons that it makes the best career ever.
Awesome. Thank you, Sandra. No, absolutely agree with that for sure. And that network has helped every ag teacher out there that's taken advantage of it. So I'm glad you already have that mindset and thinking about that and engaging in things like this. It just goes from here. And this is a group of ag teachers you're going to keep in contact with when you're in the classroom and going for sure. So that is awesome. I'm excited to cross paths with you on the road, whether it's at NAE convention in the future, FFA convention. You know, it seems like we just run into ag teachers all over the place. A random soil pit somewhere in Oklahoma. Who knows? It'll be whatever that is for sure. They've brought up some great things. We've talked about the way that we can get involved in our path for Teach Ag and moving into this profession. There's some great resources out and available to us as well. So check out the NAE.org/teachag website. Again, NAE.org/teachag. And from there, you're going to find all sorts of things that will help you on this journey that give you some insight of where it's going to go for you. For example, there's a list on there of all the ag ed degree institutions, all colleges that you can get a degree in ag education in. You're going to find on that list Oregon State University, go Beavs, representing the Beaver State here. You're also going to find links to what it takes to become a teacher in your state. So what are the certification requirements? What's it mean, and what do I have to do that? Let's get an idea. You can check that out there. At the same time, you're going to find things for your state Teach Ag websites. Great thing about ag education, there's common bonds between us, but it's different in every state, in every region, in every community. And so find out what it looks like for your state and get to see the testimonials and read about what it looks like to be an ag teacher where you're from. You're also going to find job postings as well as other information. Ag education is growing for sure, as well as CTE. And so we need great ag teachers to be filling the classrooms as we expand programs, replace those teachers who have retired, and continue to make sure that ag education is available for students. There's a lot of job opportunities for sure. Also, you might have some questions. There's an FAQ on there, a fact that'll talk about some of those things that you might be wondering about at this point in your journey. What do I need to know in order to be an ag teacher? So check that out. The other resource we have is people, just like we mentioned here, by far the best. And so we all have connections in our local areas that we can utilize, whether it's your ag teacher, a 4-H leader, other people who are involved in agricultural education that you can have a conversation with, as well as link you to opportunities. Maybe it's doing workshops at camps or other activities, being group leaders in different activities there that give you a little bit of insight and experience in what ag education might feel like and what it looks like to make an impact on other students. And so again, don't hesitate to reach out, make those connections, and take advantage of those. So again, thanks so much for being here as part of this and sharing the message for National Teach Ag Day. We've got some more things that NAA is talking about. We're going back to the desk.
All right, well thanks, Wes. All I hear there is like the future is bright. The future is bright for students as we move into the next generation. So the interesting thing is Elisa told us we're in our 75th year, and that's a big deal. Teach Ag, right? Hashtag Teach Ag. 75, I did some quick math. I like math. I've been teaching 22 years in Imbler. That is nearly 30% of the time that NAAE has been around.
You say that with a lot of fear.
It's a little fearful. Yeah, there's a little fear involved. That's a long time. But it's great. There's been a lot of history and tradition for 75 years. We're moving forward into the next 75. And there are some new traditions we're starting this year. For the first time ever, we had 2 contests this year. We're going to announce the results. One was a lesson plan contest where you'd write a lesson plan either as an individual or a group of people and submit them. And they had to have the theme of teaching ag as the best career ever. And so I think without further ado, should we announce who the winners are?
I think we should.
Because we can do that. They gave us the papers right here. So we had co-winners this year. So many good submissions. But the co-winners this year, first one, Cheyenne Bastion Brown from Pennsylvania State University. Go Penn State on that. Her lesson plan was The Avengers Unite. Become the next generation of agriculture educators.
Very nice.
I love it.
And our second co-winner is Cameron Yon from Abraham Baldwin Ag College, and hers was the lesson plan, the places you can go. So that's great.
Awesome. The next contest is something I love. I love a good TikTok, so I think I stay up all night looking at TikToks. But the one that I know I need to go to and look at is the one from that was created from one school that is the winner for this creative video that they had to submit, and that is, can I get the drum roll? Abraham Baldwin Agriculture College from Tifton, Georgia. You are the winner. Thank you so much for your participation in this. And at some point you will get your trophy. Hopefully it's a big one. And I will present it to you maybe.
Yeah. NAA staff will be in contact with you to get that set up. And if you guys missed out this year on your opportunity to submit either a TikTok or a lesson plan, don't worry. That'll be around next year. Get your best ideas ready, because we like to say in Oregon, it's like agricultural education R&D.
Yep.
Rip off and duplicate. So get those out there. My students will benefit from your knowledge in the future. So I appreciate that.
Absolutely.
Well, you know what? These contests really remind me of why I love being an agriculture teacher. And some of my great friends are ag teachers, and I know I can learn from them and call on them and text them and blow their phones up at any time of the night just about. And I can do whatever I need to do in terms of, trying to get some communication between us, especially if I need something. But guess what? There's 13 plus ag teachers out there that I can rely on now. And I know that they will have 13. Oh my God, I said 13?
Yeah.
That's 13,000.
There are at least 13.
Oh my God,
There are at least
13,000 plus. Not 13, don't get that twisted. It's a lot of us out here. But I know if I needed to count on someone, I could call up 13,000 plus ag teachers to get some advice. But one of the things that I would give if someone called me up is, hey, just don't stress. Don't stress, because there's a lot of us out here who may have the answer to your question. And don't think that you can't fail, because you can. You need to fail so that you know how to get back up and do whatever you need to do and do it right the next day.
Yeah.
So what would be your advice?
Well, I need to take that advice to not stress anything. I think that'd be helpful for me. I was lucky. I talked earlier in the year, it's about community. For me, ag education is a community. And so if I was to tell a young teacher, you need to jump into a community. The community could be your teacher profession, like NAAE. It could be the teachers in your county, obviously the teachers in your school. I think you need to connect with your administration, build community there, with your alumni. But more so, you have to understand, we are serving a community of people. And that could be a town, it could be an area, it could be a district. We all are in it for that reason. I would say reach out, build community. And that's who's going to be there to catch you when you have those really bad days.
Yes.
I've had some. You call teachers at the end of the day and they talk you off. They're like, you can do this, and you put your pants on the next day and you go.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
I think, just like you said, it's permission. We have permission to reach out and ask a question, to get help, to sit at the table and build those. So the open invitation is there. So know that as you walk in. You might not know anyone in the room yet, but you will when you walk out for sure. Especially if Sabrina's in there, you will know.
Yeah.
You will definitely.
So absolutely.
And, I just was going to add in there, I think the biggest thing is find a mentor. Someone, and someone helped me a lot when I was starting out, and I could list a bunch of names. You all know who you are, people that saved me, kept me in the profession. Year 3, 5, it's a little hard.
Yeah.
And I made it. And NAAE was there for me, went through some trainings that kept me in this profession. And so you all can do it. If I can do it, I know you can do it.
Well, I know that you have mentors, but I definitely have to give my shout outs. Sue Smith, wherever you are, I love you dearly. Dr. Terry Hamlin, I love you dearly. To the state staff, I adore all of you. Thank you so much for answering my phone calls and listening to me cry, especially the times that I really wanted to quit, but I didn't. I'm still here. So I do love all the support that you've given me. So I just have to let you know that I appreciate all that you've done.
I think one more thing I'd add is what I was told by one of those ag teachers that was around when I got started and retired soon after, and he always said to pace yourself. And I think that you can be taken in a lot of different ways depending on what you're doing and what time of day it is. But what he was talking about is the fact that we can work really hard all the time and never stop. And they're never run out of things to do in ag education. But we want to make an impact on students for a long time. So don't be afraid to just do a great job and continue and do it at a pace to make sure that we can keep doing a great job, because we're going to win the long race and make an impact for kids for decades.
Speaking of like keeping pace and don't stop, where's Jason?
Uh-oh, where's Jason? We're looking for you.
I'm right here, team. Thanks for sticking with us, folks back home. We are seeing a lot of posts, pictures, tweets, stories showing up on social media, and that is super inspiring. Our next post actually comes to us from the Clay County Career and Technical Center, and today they're shouting out all of their ag teachers and celebrating those moments that we've been discussing all day. I encourage you to go check out our social medias and type in #TeachAg to see all the posts that are popping up and that will continue to pop up from here. We're going to throw it back to Wes at the desk.
Awesome, thank you, Jason. Like we mentioned, we're here at Sabin-Schellenberg Career Technical Center in Portland, just outside of Portland here in Oregon. And they have some phenomenal programs here, and like we're getting to experience that right now, and that's how we're being brought to you with this fantastic broadcasting and journalism career and tech program. They also have a phenomenal ag education program here, and that's why Teach Ag Day is definitely here for this year, for 2023. Let's take a moment to meet the people that are making that magic happen right here in one of the heaviest population areas of Oregon, but doing it in an awesome way.
Awesome. Thank you, Wes. So we are so blessed to have wonderful CTE programs here. I've walked the building earlier today. There's some crazy, crazy good stuff going on here. But one of the best things is what's going on in the ag education program. And I want to introduce the teachers here with you. We have Casey Lunsford, we have Wynn Mayfield, and Kathy Mayfield. I just met Casey. He's a transfer in from Montana. We're lucky to get him in Oregon here. I've known these two from when I was a wee pup and a little young ag teacher. But we're going to let them introduce and talk about some things they've got. So.
Well, I'm going to pass the mic if that's okay. So I'm going to start with you, and then you just bring it back this way, and then we'll go back this way with her, okay? Is that okay? All right, so tell me, first of all, give us your name again, and then tell us how long you've been teaching agriculture.
Okay, well, I'm Casey Lunsford. I started in Montana. I've been teaching for, this is year 15 now.
15, great.
My name is Wynn Mayfield. I've taught for a total of 31 or 2 years. I've had a couple retirements thrown in there, but I think I've had about 32 years of teaching.
I'm Kathy Mayfield. I am starting my 35th year of teaching, 24 years here at the Sabin-Schellenberg Center, and 11 years in 2 other schools.
All right. So tell me, how many, right now, it's somewhere out here, how many of your students became agriculture teachers?
Currently, I have 6 past students that are teaching agriculture,
Wow.
5 in the state of Oregon and 1 in Washington.
I'm going to ponytail on some of hers. I think most of them came when we were teaching together, and so it's a group effort. She's the driving force, but I was there also.
Okay.
I guess I'm up to 3 ag teachers, former students, and then 4 or 5 that are CTE teachers as well. So.
Okay.
That is incredible, and one of the things that's amazing is that you can make an impact and little pieces of you show up in classrooms all across the state and the country. I even got a couple now too, and it's like kind of fun to watch them grow and become their own in their own classrooms, and it's fun to see them as 7th grader, 8th grader, 9th grader developing these amazing professions. So that's great. So what do you think it's about this North Clackamas program that's really grown so many amazing students, not just ag teachers all over the place, but also ag teachers as well?
I'll take that. Since my longevity of 24 years, I think a couple of things have risen to the top. First is we teach on a 10-acre farm, and we can provide so much hands-on experience to our students that in the hands-on experience, they really truly experience what production agriculture is in a smaller scale, and they've really developed a passion through FFA, and they carry that passion on, and I think they see how much we enjoy teaching ag ourselves, that they want to mimic the profession.
Well, why you all have that, I know you want to give shout outs to all of your teachers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So why don't you do that? Make sure that they know that you appreciate them for going into that profession.
I'm going to give a shout out. I had two phenomenal ag teachers, Lyman Hagan, who actually retired just a few years ago from Butte Community College.
Did you say retire?
Yes.
Who?
My teacher.
Your teacher.
My
Oh,
teacher.
I was about to say, oh, what person are you talking about
But I
now?
can
Your
retire.
teacher. Okay.
My other phenomenal ag teacher was Jamie Farrow,
Okay.
and he finished his career in the state of California.
Wonderful.
So it's been mentioned a couple times that we're a community. I was raised in with a two-person program, phenomenal teachers, excellent teachers. But in our situation, there were 3 high schools close by, and all those teachers were really close. So I was really raised by about 6 different ag teachers that all were able to show the path of, a standard of excellence
Yes.
to follow.
Do you know their names?
I do.
Yeah, I want to hear them.
Mel Morris,
Okay.
Michael Bowles,
That's 2.
John Dimmick,
Okay.
Kim Kaiser,
Okay.
Ray Gilmore.
All right.
Who am I leaving out? I think that's it.
Okay. That's great.
And my ag teacher was the late Dr. Brad King. And probably the best part about when we talk about Dr. King was he actually had a lot of different ag teachers that he brought up. So there's a family involved in just those of us that got to be around Brad and be a part of that. And they're still teaching today and raising more ag teachers yet. So
I think it's incredible that you all have done a fantastic job in making sure that you let everyone else know about your mentors that you've had along the way.
For sure. And just like you talked about the program here, and we got the chance to see what the program looks like here at Clackamas for your ag program, and it is phenomenal. And so the good news is we've got some footage and we've got some pictures to help you get an idea of what that looks like too. So go take a peek behind the scenes, check out the awesome things that are happening right here at this ag program. Enjoy.
By this point in our National Teach Ag Day celebration, you've heard us say many times that agricultural educators change students' lives. That's why today we want to share the story of Leo, a student at Sabin-Schellenberg Career and Technical Center, where National Teach Ag Day is being held. You may have seen Leo earlier in this webcast when they led part of the school farm tour. Leo's mom, Heather, visited with us about their experiences in the North Clackamas Agriculture Program. We loved their story. We think you will too. If you're considering becoming an agricultural educator, or if you're already on the path to becoming one, you should know that students like Leo and parents like Heather are waiting for you. You can change lives when you choose to teach ag.
Hi, I'm Heather Rosenberg. My student is Leo Rosenberg. He is a senior here at the Sabin-Schellenberg Land Lab and will be in his 3rd year of the program. Leo signed up for the animal science program with the Land Lab through the Career and Technical Center of our high school, and it was a class that they chose for themselves. We actually didn't even know it was an option. Leo came into the program knowing that they liked animals and nothing more than that, and this program has taught them not only how to work with and care for animals, but also how to present themselves and how to be professional, and just so many other skills, work ethic, leadership, that they may not have developed any other way. Leo's the type of kid that really needs to be shown to learn. and this program and this farm has given them such an incredible opportunity to really get their hands dirty, to really get that hands-on knowledge. I don't see my student being as successful as he's been without this program, because he's been able to work hand in hand with the instructors and work hands-on with the animals, make mistakes but learn how to correct them. And I think all of that is so important in the person that Leo has become. Cindy's really been our hero. She saw the potential in my kid in the beginning and just nudged until they got there, until Leo was ready to do the job. Kathy is I don't even have the words to describe her. Kathy's incredible. When Kathy believes in a student, she has a calm but firm way of pushing them to their full potential. And I have seen that over and over again with Leo. And as a parent, it's literally everything you could dream of, because you can teach your kids those lessons, those work ethics, but they don't listen to you. And so having a teacher like Kathy that is firm, but also someone that the students trust, it's invaluable. So the last 2 years, Leo has competed with our FFA team in the vet science competition. The teams have done really well. And last year, Leo actually placed second in state, going for first this year. But the vet science competition is where Leo is finding their passion. They're 100% supported by the teachers here on the Land Lab and the students. It provides a leadership opportunity for the students. It provides team working opportunities and problem solving. And more than anything, it gives my kid a chance to just express what they're passionate about. So Leo's an incredible student, but this program has taught them the pieces that we're missing outside of being a student. So how do I be a work colleague? How do I do an interview? How do I step up and ask for help when I need it, or problem solve when there's no one there to help me? And that's what this program has given Leo. The growth I have seen in Leo from when they started this program to where they are now, looking at colleges, talking about applying for colleges, talking about future and career. I don't think that this student would be where he is without this program.
Hello, my name is Elisa Smith, and I'm the CEO of the National Association of Agriculture Educators. I'm happy to be with the CHS Foundation.
Hi, and we're excited to be talking with the NAA today too. My name is Megan Woolley, and I'm the president of the CHS Foundation.
And I'm Tara Stoddard. I'm a program manager with the CHS Foundation.
We're going to just have an open conversation. I have a few questions to share with you guys, and you guys jump in wherever you would like to, okay? Megan, would you like to share why it is important to the CHS Foundation to support agriculture educators through NAA?
Absolutely. So CHS is the leading farmer-owned cooperative here in North America, and as an organization owned by farmers, it is critical for us that we're supporting agriculture broadly, and we know no one does more to support agriculture in the future than agriculture educators.
Tara, if you'd like to tell us about some of the initiatives that the CHS Foundation supports that might be particularly interesting to our agriculture educators and our pre-service students and potential ag teachers.
We are a sponsor of Teach Ag Day of itself,
Absolutely.
so we're happy to celebrate alongside all of you. We support My Local Cooperative because as the nation's largest farmer and cooperative, it's important for us, for students to learn about the cooperative business model, the STAR program, and so ag teacher retention and recruitment efforts across many different states, because we recognize that what that looks like for each state might be a little different, and each state has kind of its unique personality, if you will. So we want to make sure that teachers feel supported holistically while they're in the classroom with curriculum, but all the way through the professional development opportunities that NAE offers.
How can an agriculture teacher become connected with them, and why? What are some things that maybe that they can connect with the local cooperative?
And it might feel a little strange, a little awkward as an ag teacher to say, how do I go approach my local co-op?
Right, yep.
But I think having that curriculum in your back pocket, saying this is something I'm teaching in my classroom, do you have a subject matter expert that could potentially come in and help partner on that education? I think our co-op members would be so excited by that opportunity to engage with students in the classroom.
Awesome, and a great opportunity for ag teachers. So as we think about like good ag teachers and good cooperative members, which is who you work with, you know, what are some of the characteristics that they may share?
I think there are so many things that ag teacher and cooperative members share. You know, the one that comes to my mind is collaboration. You know, part of being a cooperative is cooperation among cooperatives, if you will, and understanding that it takes, you know, all cooperatives working together. I think ag teaching is the same way. You know, you might be a single ag teacher program, but you're pulling in resources from all these different places, or you might be collaborating with your co-teachers. Collaboration is what immediately comes to mind for me. Sure.
One of the 7 principles of a cooperative, and I'm going to build on that too with concern for community. So
Yes,
certainly
absolutely.
in our role with CHS Foundation, community is front of mind for us, but I know for our cooperative members too, they are so engaged in their communities as well. And ag teachers certainly are very involved in the community. I think back to my experience in ag education in high school, and there was a lot of time spent out serving in the community, so there's some good themes there.
Right. Serve is a big
Yes.
thing for our ag educators. Very important, National Teach Ag Day. Would you like to give a shout out to anyone, any ag teacher, ag educator that's made a difference, or that you've met somewhere along the line? It's made a difference for you.
There's
It's
a
hard-
couple that come
Okay,
to my
it's hard to
mind.
pick just one.
So I think of my hometown and my current hometown. So shout out to the Greenfield Central FFA program in Indiana. I know they have a recent new ag teacher out there that is doing great work. So shout out to that program. Also shout out to my current hometown, Rachel Savula in New Richmond High School, and their amazing FFA program as well. Happy Teach Ag Day.
Yes. Okay, well then I want to do a shout out to St. James, Minnesota FFA chapter, and my advisor unfortunately has retired. He's enjoying retirement, but Mr. Dale Bush, thank you for encouraging me along that path, and happy Teach Ag Day, everybody.
Yes. Well, thank you too for being with me today and sharing about CHS and your support for agriculture educators. You know, we can't do this without partners such as yourself, and so we appreciate you, and we just want all of the ag teachers to know how important CHS is to the National Association of Agriculture Educators and for National Teach Ag Day.
And how much we appreciate all that ag teachers do on behalf of all of us in agriculture, but our cooperative members especially.
One of the greatest things about being an ag teacher is being able to define the purpose behind what we do. For me, that stems from the community service projects I implement in all my classes. In Small Power, we might be going through and washing the emergency vehicles of first responders. In construction skills, we're building wooden toys that get donated out towards the cause. As an ag teacher, that makes it really easy to motivate students not only to doing big things, but also just taking a lot more pride in what they're doing. And so even on my hardest days, I take time and am able to reflect on the impact that my students are making and truly realize that I have one of the best professions that there is.
Being an agriculture teacher is the best career ever because no day is ever the same, and I get to continuously learn about agriculture side by side with my students. My passion is teaching students about food, fiber, and natural resources and the science behind getting those products to consumers. Each day is a new opportunity to make an impact on the future generations of agriculturalists and to help students find their passion through school-based agricultural education.
Being an agriculture teacher is the best career ever because each and every day I get to work with somebody who I can inspire to be the next big thing. Somebody who is going to solve the next big world problem. And I get to do so through classroom, FFA, and SAE.
Agricultural education is the best career ever because you get to change the lives of students every day. Shape the future, shape your school as well as your community. I know I enjoy it because I see so many of my students doing so many great things in a place, in a space that's great for them.
One of the greatest things about one of the greatest things
My name is Stephanie Miller, and I teach at a consolidated school in Henderson, Nebraska. I graduated from Northwest Missouri State with a degree in agriculture education, but I took a roundabout way of getting to my current classroom, which included working 1 year as an instructor at Catalina Island Marine Institute, which is a sea camp off of the coast of California. And I also substituted around the area in south central Nebraska. While in high school in Missouri, I fell in love with FFA. I also had the opportunity to work with younger kids through my SAE as a lifeguard and a swimming lesson instructor, and ultimately knew that that was when I wanted to teach. I also admired my high school ag teachers and their willingness to push me to bigger and better things, as well as make sure that I took every opportunity to grow myself. But the moment that I decided to go into agriculture education was when I met the agriculture education advisor at Northwest Missouri State. You see, I attended college 7 hours away from where I grew up. And like most agriculture teachers, Dr. Hosky took me under his wings and ultimately gave me a family when mine was so far away. I am an agriculture educator by choice and not by chance. It was by chance that I walked into my first agriculture room as a freshman. But after meeting my advisors and the new friends I made, attending field trips, and getting to experience numerous other events through agriculture education, it is by choice that I am now an agriculture educator. I love my job. I love getting to work with students, take them on adventures, and watch them flourish.
So my pathway ran right through the National FFA organization. Being a sophomore in high school, I really wanted to be a wildlife biologist just like my dad. Was outside hunting and fishing a lot. But through the FFA and being able to watch my advisor reach other students and teach them about the wonderful world of ag, I knew that I found my place and wanted to really kind of do the same thing he was doing, training CDE teams, teaching students, kind of the whole 9 yards. And from my junior year on, I knew that I wanted to teach ag and kind of went from there and majored at Clemson University in ag ed, and from then it's kind of been history. So I was able to serve South Carolina, state of South Carolina as a freshman, as a state officer, and really being able to go around the state and watch young people light up for agriculture, light up for FFA, and have that passion was something that I'll always remember. It taught me a lot of good things about teaching, taught me a lot of good things about relationships, and one quote that I always took from it was, people don't care how much you know until they know how much you care. And so I really brought that experience all the way with me to teaching and kind of think back to those moments all the time. After being a state officer and going through my 4 years of Clemson, I kind of got to a point where I was a little bit burnt out with FFA. It was like I didn't want to teach, wasn't feeling it too well at that point in time. And I knew in my heart that if I didn't give the students 110%, I didn't want to go into teaching ag. So I went back, got my master's at Clemson for 2 years in wildlife, and kind of reinvigorated my passion for FFA, and went right into the classroom here at the Governor's School for Agriculture here in McCormick, South Carolina. And from then, it's just been a blessing. Really enjoy what I do, enjoy the students, and being able to teach my area of expertise kind of thing, and just really enjoy just being able to teach ag and give back in the best way I know how. You know, ag is something that I've always felt passionate about. I'm always on the wildlife forestry end of things, which I really enjoy. A lot of people sometimes don't see wildlife forestry in the ag spectrum all the time, but I just really enjoy teaching young people about the natural spaces, their place in it and their role in it. I wouldn't teach anything other than ag. I couldn't imagine teaching anything other than ag. Obviously, agriculture is a science and kind of incorporates a lot of different subjects in there. But being able to go outside and do food plots and control burns and just walk through the woods and do dendrology, I know I'm at my place and where I want to really experience, just the full joy of teaching and getting to know students. And so I really feel like it's my God's calling just to be in the educational field and learn from the students, build that relationship, and kind of just share my passion. Yeah, we always throw the word out there. The population is growing, supposedly to 9 billion in 2050. And I think that really the biggest thing with it is so many people don't understand where the food comes from and how agriculture impacts them on a daily basis. And so being able to educate young people, not only for their sake, but also to go out and educate others. Try to help dispel some of those misconceptions, teaching people about ag, and kind of building that, that knowledge base. And so agriculture is a very important topic and very important industry in our nation. And just being able to educate our students and have them be educators and advocates down the road is something that is really important to me.
Hello, my name is Patricia Smith, and my favorite quote is, "It's never too late to be what you might have been." This is so true to my teaching career. I'm a second-generation alternate route agri-science teacher FFA advisor. I just started my 6th year at Warren Hills Regional High School in Washington, New Jersey, Warren County. My path to being a teacher was a long, winding one that probably started when I was 8 years old. My father, Jay Ruppel, was an FFA advisor since I was young, and I learned the opening FFA ceremony before I knew my multiplication tables. I excelled in FFA in high school. I served as our chapter president. I received the Star State FFA member. I was the New Jersey FFA State Secretary and received my American degree in 1987. I graduated from Delaware Valley College in 1989 and opened Family Affair Florist, Lawn Care, and Landscaping in my hometown. I married, raised my family, and was getting ready for my daughter to start her senior year in high school as I turned 50. This is where teaching came in as my midlife epiphany. I was starting my 30th year in the flower shop when the agri-science teacher FFA advisor position was posted at the school. My dad had retired from this school and I graduated from this school. I entered the alternate route CTE teacher certification program at Brookdale Community College and started teaching in the fall of 2018. My first year, I taught 3 science courses and 3 agri-science courses and had less than 60 FFA members. Although I had helped with the chapter and CDE teams throughout the years, I had never taught in a classroom. In my first year, I had to apply for CTE approval or lose FFA in the school, attend alternate route classes while running a school greenhouse and animal room, building the program, and by the way, did I mention I still own the florist business? What was I thinking? Fast forward to today, we have over 200 FFA members, 7 agri-science classes, our second year with a second teacher. My first student is receiving her American FFA degree at this year's convention, and my father is still my biggest supporter. I have 6 case certifications and am NJAAE Vice President, received NAAE Teacher Turn the Key 2021, was chosen as FFA Advisor of the Year in 2022, Case Model School National Award winner in 2022, was a case lead teacher for AF&R in 2023, and was honored to attend the NATA Academy as an NAAE Teacher Ambassador in 2023. And I still own a flower shop. It truly has been an amazing path to follow in my father's footsteps 22 years after he retired from teaching.
Hi everyone, my name is Riley Hinchy and I'm the agricultural educator and FFA advisor at Streeter Township High School in Streeter, Illinois. My path to agricultural education is something that I have cherished most of my life. Growing up on a small family farm, my mom was actually a PE teacher and my dad was a high school agricultural educator. And when I first went to college, I was really unsure what I wanted to do, but I knew I wanted to be in agriculture. And I started my career first going into a pre-vet major. I got to my junior year and realized that college chemistry and I just didn't get along very well. So I went back to my roots and I really tried to explore what it is that I really enjoyed. And I recognized the impact that my own father had on students for over 34 years. And so when I really took a look at that and really tried to understand what agricultural education meant to me, I knew that that was the avenue that I wanted to go down. And I've been blessed to be teaching agricultural education for the last 10 years. When my career first started, I jumped straight into my position at Streeter Township High School, where again, I have been teaching for 10 years and had the opportunity to regrow the ag program at Streeter Township High School. And I've really, really enjoyed that, and I've really enjoyed that part of the profession and being able to work with individuals in that profession, in the profession of agricultural education. Today, the ag program at Streeter High School has jumped from 84 students in 2014 to 216 today, and I am very blessed to be able to work with a co-teacher, Gwen Heimerdinger, as we continue to make the ag program in Streeter the best place for our students in Streeter, Illinois. So what inspired me to be an ag teacher? Honestly, it was my father. I mentioned earlier the relationships that I got to watch my father build with students from all across our community. And that was very, very impactful as I watched him mold and work and create relationships and families that lasted not only from the beginning of his career, but until the end and even into today, as some of those relationships still stand extremely strong. And I've really enjoyed being able to watch those relationships continue to grow and build, and some of his students currently actually employ him today. And so as I've looked at agricultural education and the families that we have, our families are not only our own blood, but also the multiple people we work with every single day, the ag teachers that encourage us to do our best and to try our hardest, and our students that show up to present for us and really give us their all the time. And so that's the really impactful part for me. And why agriculture education? Why am I an ag teacher by choice and not by chance? Ultimately, it comes down to one thing, and that is creating a space where everybody, whether it's my students, whether it's fellow faculty, whether it's friends, creating that space where everybody feels that their voices can be heard and that they can be successful. And that's what I really, really love about agricultural education, is you have so many opportunities to try new things, to look at a whole new world in a different way, and to really understand the environment and the world in which we grow up in. And that is what crucially makes agricultural education such a crucial and important part of our world, and creates those aspects and those dynamics for students. Once again, my name is Riley Hinchy. I'm the agricultural educator and FFA advisor at Streeter Township High School, and I have really enjoyed my career in agricultural education. Thank you.
NAAE has been supporting agricultural educators for the past 75 years. Now it's your turn to give back and share your story. Whether the organization has touched your life through a professional development program, through relationships with colleagues across the United States, or because you've seen how it has helped the profession grow, we invite you to make a donation and tell us about NAAE's impact. Help us celebrate our 75th anniversary by paying tribute to a person or program that's impacted you through NAAE. Donate $75 to our 75 for 75 campaign and share your story. Donations can be made in honor of an individual or program and may include a photo and short tribute. These stories will be shared online and at this year's NAAE convention. All proceeds from our 75 for 75 campaign will benefit NAAE programs for current and pre-service agricultural educators. If you have a special place in your heart for agricultural education, now is your chance to tell your story and give back. Donate today.
As part of this year's National Teach Ag Day celebration, we selected 100 lucky NAAE members to receive one of our very special Teach Ag kits. Let's check out what's inside. First, your welcome card. The back explains the kit's contents, but you can also hang this up in your classroom. All kits included a Teach Ag, Change Lives, repeat t-shirt, and one of our favorite items, a floor decal designed to go outside your classroom door. It says, "Enter here for limitless learning." Next, we have a Teach Ag pennant so you can show your Teach Ag pride, and a string of tiny Teach Ag flags. Our I Love to Teach Ag magnet is meant to spark conversation with your students and let them know you love your profession. Plus, we included 10 future Ag teacher stickers so you can tag your students to Teach Ag. We threw in a card for our 75th anniversary campaign and a fun About Me poster that you can complete and hang in your classroom. But the piece we're most excited about this year is our Teach Ag lesson plan in a box. Teaching about your own career can be challenging, so we worked with a couple of talented Ag teachers to help us develop a fun, interactive way for students to learn more about the career of teaching agriculture. Inside our Teach Ag Agents lesson kit, you'll find a complete lesson plan and student materials. In addition to the Teach Ag Day celebration kits for current Ag teachers, we also shipped out 50 Teach Ag Day celebration kits to collegiate Ag Ed programs and state associations who are hosting a celebration today. There's a selfie kit, t-shirts, confetti poppers, fortune cookies, all kinds of great stuff to help you celebrate. If you were one of the lucky NAAE members who received a kit, congratulations. We'd love to see photos of how you used your kit. Tag us with #TeachAg.
Welcome to #TeachAgDay. I am Deanna Schnook, current NAE President and former Region 4 Vice President. Currently, I teach at the Boonslick Technical Education Center in Boonville, Missouri, and I'm currently in my 21st year of teaching. As I think about #TeachAgDay, I have to think about the impact agriculture education makes in my personal and professional life. I was raised the daughter of a longtime agriculture educator, and the experience of going on summer SAE visits with my dad, tagging along on officer retreats, and watching the bonds he created with his students helped to shape my pathway to a career in agricultural education. The impact of agricultural education is seen every single day in my personal and professional life. Being married to a full-time farmer and livestock producer, I know education of future generations of farmers, scientists, engineers, and consumers of agricultural products is essential. And these things shape my teaching daily. Skills and knowledge I learned through hands-on experiences and professional development allows me to apply these skills to enhance the learning of my students. I always think about how NAE has helped to expand my experience as an agricultural educator. NAE has enhanced my experience as an agricultural educator since even before I stepped foot in front of my first classroom. I remember attending my first NAE convention in Las Vegas, Nevada in the mid-1990s with my dad while he served as a Missouri Vocational Agriculture Teachers Association on the state executive committee. As an 8th grader, I was able to see the connections he made with other agriculture educators, the professional development he was able to participate in, and the lifelong friendships gained, and immediately knew that NAE was an organization I wanted to be involved with and encourage others to do the same. As an agriculture educator, NAE has enhanced and shaped me as a classroom teacher and professional. Participating in professional development programs such as Teachers Turn the Key, attendance at regional meetings, and participation in the NAE convention has opened doors to many professional development opportunities and connections with others to enhance my teaching of students on a daily basis. NAAE has positively influenced my career and provided opportunities for me to grow as a professional. If you are interested in becoming an agriculture teacher, these opportunities would be available to you too. I have to think back to what's my favorite NAE opportunity I've had the chance to participate in. My favorite NAE opportunity was the Teacher Turn the Key Professional Development Program that I had the opportunity to participate in as a third-year teacher. The program has helped to shape me for the rest of the next 2 decades of my teaching. As a young teacher, the program provided me with key resources and professional development and the confidence I needed to be a successful classroom teacher and agricultural educator. It also started my pathway of service through my State Agricultural Educators Association and the NAA organization. My favorite opportunity also leads into my favorite NAA resources. Those NAA resources are the multitude of professional development opportunities for teachers, such as the NAE Upper Division Scholarship and the FAST program for pre-service teachers, to the Teacher Turn the Key program for teachers in years 3 to 5, or the Accelerate program for teachers in years 8 through 15, to the AgriScience Ambassador program. These are just a few of the professional development opportunities and experiences that are available to teachers, not to mention regional meetings, NAA convention, state programs such as AgGuide Squared, State Accelerates, #TeachAg programs, the STAR program, book clubs, and so much more. If you are interested in becoming an agriculture educator, there's a couple great resources that you can take advantage of. Make sure to check out our Pathways posters and the documents which can be found on the NAE website under the State Resources page and under the #TeachAg promotional opportunities. Additionally, maybe you didn't consider a career in agriculture education, but after being in a different profession or industry, agricultural education is calling your name. An alternative pathway document can also be found on the NAE website, which can help guide you to a new career in agricultural education. Throughout the webcast, I hope you have been inspired to think about your path to agricultural education. There are many different pathways to the classroom. Regardless of how you get here, I can't wait to see you in the best career ever. Want to keep in contact and learn more about teaching agriculture? Head on over to our NAAE website and sign up for the national #TeachAg campaign and stay tuned for a QR code. The campaign will keep you informed on agriculture education events within your state and place you in contact with university opportunities. Here's to the limitless learning and boundless classrooms. Happy NAAE National #TeachAg Day. Thank you for watching.